crisis earlier today. I ran out of hairspray, but luckily our boss Scott Rates had some Brill cream I could borrow to get everything in place. It's been a rough hair day with that wind.
He's coming in clutch. I know. I don't use product in my hair because it just disappears because it's so thin. So I just have to use a little spritz of water every once in a while. But it's so dry, it just evaporates right away. The wind, yeah, it was an issue today. Still is. Take a live look from Domenico's. Just look at the water. Just take it in for a second. Sometimes that water looks kind of calm and tranquil, but today it's just a little fussy with that wind blowing through there. So wind, the big story today, bigger yesterday certainly. Things have calmed down a bit today, but the rain also a storyline moving forward. We had some yesterday morning. We've got some on the way later on this week. So let's take a look at where we are. I've got some latest numbers for our rain situation in Salinas. So far during our rain season, which I take from July 1st to June 30th on every given year, we're just shy of 7 inches of rain in Salinas. We only added 0.04 of an inch to what we saw in March. And actually, the last time I showed you this was about 2 weeks ago. We're actually lower. So even though we've had some rain since then, right now only 60% of where we should be for this time of year, which should be around 11.66 inches. Last time I showed you this, we were at 62%. So we're still falling behind, even though it's been raining a little bit. I'm hoping we'll catch up a little bit as we head through the remainder of the week and into next week with several chances of rain in the forecast. Our big picture shows a pretty complex weather pattern. There have been tornadoes confirmed in Texas today. A friend of mine, Tony, he just caught up to a tornado in central Iowa today, so it's very active across the southern and central plains and up into the Midwest today. Meanwhile, there are snow going on across Montana, blizzard warnings into the Dakotas, and here on the West Coast, still some showery weather in the Pacific Northwest into Northern California. It's a little bit too far to the north for us, but we're continuing to see cool, blustery conditions on the backside of this strong storm system moving across the country. But the pattern is going to remain progressive, so several more storm systems are going to move into the Pacific Northwest, and we're going to catch the tail ends of those over the next week or so. In fact, I've about 3 of them in the forecast that we should get a little precipitation out of. The first one will actually start arriving tomorrow night, so let's get into it on Futurecast, 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, looking at partly cloudy skies to start off our day. I do want to make a note of this, though. It was cold this morning. The air mass that is filtered into the region was cold, and it really hasn't warmed up all that much. So I'm expecting tomorrow morning's temperatures to be just as cold as this morning for most locations. Maybe a little bit warmer on the coast, but some of our inland valleys might actually be a little colder. So if you saw frost inland this morning, you're probably going to see it again tomorrow morning. It's going to be another chilly start to the day. So make sure you're protecting any plants. I know we're starting to get later in the year. We're starting to see some flowers bloom, a lot more green showing up in areas that typically freeze during the winter, but we'll probably see some frost tomorrow morning. This is 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, looking at partly cloudy skies. Clouds will be on the increase, especially in the north tomorrow. So across Santa Cruz County, this is 5 p.m. We'll see a lot of sunshine across the south and Monterey and San Benito counties, but from Monterey Bay northward, clouds on the increase starting mid-afternoon. And then those clouds will increase elsewhere. Now, we could start to see a few sprinkles in the north tomorrow evening as this weather system approaches. The actual rain associated with it, which will be light, I'm expecting more like Thursday morning. So that Thursday morning commute across the Santa Cruz Mountains looking like it could be a little on the wet side. Light precipitation across the north and east sides of the bay as well. We're filling in as we head through Thursday afternoon. Notice it doesn't really get too much farther south of Monterey Bay. So this system really from Monterey Bay northward, we might get a little bit of precipitation farther south than that, but not a lot. As we take a look at Futurecast precipitation, you can see that most of the rain is confined to areas north of Monterey Bay. We might actually get up to ½ an inch or so in the Santa Cruz Mountains, which will be somewhere comparable to this last system that moved through. But really, rainfall total should be fairly similar. We're just going to keep adding this together, you know, it'll add up after a while with a couple more chances in the forecast on Saturday and then next week as well. Your temperatures tomorrow staying somewhat cool, especially in Santa Cruz Mountains where you're more likely to see some clouds. I've got you in the 50s there tomorrow for your highs. Low 60s in Santa Cruz and Capitola tomorrow. We should reach the low 60s in Watsonville tomorrow, 62 in Salinas, but staying in the 50s in places like Castroville and Marina. We'll find some low 60s in Gilroy, Hollister. Trying to get into those mid-60s. Easy there, guys. Getting a little bit warm out there. Monterey Peninsula warming up as well from today, but not much. Still cool for this time of year with a high of 58 in Monterey. And then farther south, temperatures are more likely to warm up here than anywhere else with increased sunshine tomorrow. So I've got some mid to upper 60s in the south, but it'll be a cold start to the day. Look at Parkfield down to 29 overnight. Over the next 7 days, I mentioned several chances of rain, mainly in the north Thursday. Perhaps a better chance on Saturday, and then another chance late Monday into Tuesday. Easter Sunday's looking dry, but not necessarily warm. We should be in the 50s, so make sure you're going to be bundled up if you have an outdoor event planned. Inland areas, got some winds going for you for the next several days. Rain mostly north on Thursday, another chance on Saturday, probably in the north as well. And then we're watching next week. So several chances of rain to finish out our rainy season, which is some good news. And it will be dry, it looks like, on Easter Sunday.